Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, I'm back and better than ever. Mostly, what has fired me up today is the news that yet another former actor has been confessing to inappropriate touching and inappropriate exposure. There, I think I can say that and not get demonetized. Here's the part that I don't understand. I've gone 5 decades of life, and it's never even been an opportunity for me to consider. I mean, yes, I had my diaper changed by sometimes a babysitter, sometimes a nanny, whatever you want to call it. That's the closest thing that happened. I've been to many parties with the cool kids and the not so cool kids. Never came up. Yes, I've seen people mooning. Not 100% sure. I might have done it myself. I might not have. But only the buttocks were shown. Everything, all the juicy bits, shall we call it, remained safely tucked and pushed away. So I have to wonder how it's possible for this to keep happening. Now, there's the whole Hollywood satanic panic. Everybody there is a pedophile school of thought. It's becoming really hard to justify against that. Yes, there are good actors and actresses, and there are bad actors and actresses. And the same as the millionaire and billionaire club. There's good ones and there's bad ones. And believe me, it pains me to admit that there are good ones. But I admit, even through my own experience, I've met good people who are millionaires who would give you the shirt off your back to help you and never harm anybody. The thing that sticks in my craw, and let me merge this together with another subject. Ladies, any ladies who might be listening, on Facebook, TikTok, whatever social platform you hail from, I'm sure at one point or another you've gotten some unsolicited pictures in your inbox. Don't worry, we all have. Even a half-century-old person like myself still gets pictures where I say, what is this person thinking? Now, I'm not trying to victim blame here. I'm trying to understand the perpetrators. Because you see, it does nothing for anybody for us to sit back and sling law after punishment and law after punishment, because it hasn't stopped them yet. There's all these jokes at the moment about Aaron Rodgers going to New York, because Brett Favre was a Green Bay Packer who went to New York before him, and he wound up sending pictures of himself to some inappropriate people. Now, he's not getting a pass, but in Brett Favre's day, the internet was very different than it is today. Was he right to send those pictures? Hell no. Not even legitimately close. But I can see ignorance being a minor excuse there. Not a major one. He should still get all the grief that he deserves. But understanding the technology, I had a friend that was accused of something, and he had to explain to a judge who had zero technological literacy how it was physically impossible for him to have taken said pictures and sent them. And when they searched the other computer, there were no actual pictures. There were just allegations. This guy, I believe, because I know him personally, a little bit of an oddball, but the same token, an oddball who I could probably leave, my cats, my kids, whatever it is with, and he wouldn't do anything besides give them ice cream. Except the cats, he'd give them a different treat. Let's get back to the whole culture. This idea of exposing yourself, it has to come from somewhere. People wouldn't do it if they weren't getting results. If I'm in the middle of the restaurant and I drop my drawers, I'm probably going to get a lot of dirty looks, and I'm very unlikely to repeat that behavior. This is where things get a little nasty, and again, I'm not victim blaming. There's a very careful course we have to see here. If we don't steer carefully, we're going to wind up against the rocks, so stay with me. We get mostly men. There's a few women I've encountered that expose themselves, but it's mostly men. And they're doing this because their behavior is being rewarded. Now, since most women I know of say they don't like it, that means that there is a small population out there that do enjoy it. I'm not going to come down on those women. Sometimes it appeals to me to look at the human form and all of its variations and appreciate it the way that I wish. And I imagine there's females with a very similar perspective. The problem is those women are indirectly, I want to say this on purpose, indirectly encouraging men to try again. Mostly men. There's women, there's lesbians, there's bisexuals, transgenders, the whole spectrum. You're going to find somebody that likes showing themselves off. And I got no problem with that between two consenting adults. It's with one that isn't consenting, which is where I'm heading. Like I said, most women, at least on public social media, are going to say, ew, that's disgusting. I don't want to see it. And I seriously support them. I absolutely 100% support the ones because, again, if I was in a bus stop and decided everybody should be looking at me in places that should be shared privately, then I'm doing something offensive. And most women are publicly saying they don't like it. I believe the majority of women do not appreciate unsolicited Richard pics. If you get the pun. I believe that. But the minority are spoiling it for the majority. Because the ones who do like it, the sender is thinking, oh, I should do that again. It got a really good response. Humans are attention-seeking machines. And I'm not even going to get into the possibility of how many times that sparks a relationship. I don't know any possible way to measure that statistically. I know it happens. Again, if behavior is not rewarded, it goes extinct. This behavior has not gone extinct in at least a decade, probably more, which indicates there's women who quite enjoy receiving those unsolicited Richard pics. And hey, maybe there should be subforums for that. There probably are. See, I didn't do any research on that because I didn't particularly want to receive any unsolicited Richard pics. But there should be some sort of way to declare you are open for brand new contact, shall we say? Anyways, the part that disturbs me is that people are leveraging their fame and they're trying to say, hey, I did it because I was young and dumb and stuff like that. And, a lot of these people are in their 30s and 40s. You know better at that age. It's not a question of your morality. I know this will not hold up in court. I can kind of understand I didn't know how old she was. I hate to say it, but on the internet, it's hard to judge. People lie all the time. It's not an excuse, but the same token, it's a mitigating factor. But the most factor that should mitigate everything should be your brain. Yes, you have a body. Yes, you have urges. I've certainly indulged in many of those urges over my time on this planet. But I've never, like I said, dropped my drawers in public. I've never felt the need to go into a preschool and tell them about the facts of life. Not my job. There's parents and teachers that are paid a lot of money to do that. So if you're taking that first picture, stop and think. You should be thinking, what are the possible consequences? And I mean, if you're in a committed relationship or even a not so committed relationship and sharing those pictures with somebody who's into it, hey, you get no blowback from me. Free pass, you ain't doing anything wrong. It's when you get into that clearly unsolicited area. I have multiple female friends across the entire world. You know what? I'm actually looking right at one of my closest friends right now. And if I clicked open my phone and send her a picture of my lower body, I'm pretty sure the answer would be WTF, and is there something wrong? Do you need help? And that's a legitimate blowback because this woman's happily married, and I'm using her specifically because I know what would happen. I have another friend I could probably send that to. Her husband's really the jealous type. Like, me sending that could possibly not ground her, but have him monitoring her communications. Now, to my knowledge, there's been no philandering in their relationship. It's just the way that they were born and raised. The woman is not inferior, but the same token, the man takes the lead in a lot of cases. So, like I said, the first second you're taking your phone out and you're undoing your belt buckle or whatever you have, that should be your first point of contact in your brain saying, hang on, what am I doing? Leave these two girls that I know very well, women, really, quite mature women, and pick a random person. What are the odds that they want to see anything about me in that manner? If I'm around my daughter's friends, they do not want to see that. They want to see me come down with, here's pizza, here is soft drinks of many choices, and here is Encanto, or whatever the heck Disney is working. The Little Mermaid, I think. So whatever's popular with Disney at the present time. That's what kids want. They don't want your Willie, your Magic Johnson, whatever you want to call it. They don't want that. So don't show it. First step, don't show it. And it's not even hard. It's easier not to show it than it is to show it. You know how much effort it takes not to show it? None. Your clothes are presumably on from when you got up in the morning. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to take out your phone, fumble with your belt buckle, or whatever it is you're using to keep them up. It's easier not to be creepy. So this means people are putting effort into being creepy, and sometimes that is being rewarded. Now, most people are saying, ew, no, I don't like this, but a few are being very quiet about it. We need better information. Because like I said, all we have right now is this vague picture, this vague idea. We know it works because of simple human psychology. Anyways, if there's any Hollywood stars listening, what are you doing with your life, and welcome aboard. But other than that, it's easy not to be a creep. It's easier than being a creep. So for all you people, I used to do that, I don't do it anymore. Oh, I feel guilty about it. You wouldn't have felt guilty if you'd done less work, if you'd made your life easier. This comes back to the whole, should women be allowed in a locker room to do interviews? Well, yeah, they absolutely should, and maybe you should give the men a little bit of notice so they're not wandering around wearing a towel that might occasionally slip. But that's called being a decent human being. Again, committed relationships, even non-committed relations, where you have some understanding what the other person wants, that's open. No problem with any of it. Two consenting adults can do what the heck they want. My wife, I could probably send one, but she questioned whether I was drinking or whether I'd hurt myself, because that's not my normal character. You know what? And that's what this comes down to, character. These Hollywood celebs and multimillionaires are telling us all this stuff because either they've already been caught or they somehow feel guilty. Again, you don't really feel guilty about stuff you didn't do. There's a few exceptions, but generally you feel guilty about the stuff you did. So listen to Silverlight. It's easier to be a normal guy. Do not be in trouble for all this nonsense. Be lazy, especially when it comes to this, because I guarantee the punishments are going to get worse. Politicians are going to start coming out as an easy election platform and saying, hey, I'm going to crack down on these perverts. And you know what? They're going to be wildly popular. So get yourself ready. Take it easy. The more easy you take this life, the easier it becomes. Keep your trousers up. Have a decent t-shirt on. And you're going to be surprised how much easier your life is. With that, we wish to thank you for joining us for the Silverlight Show. If you enjoyed this show, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and we hope you have a fantastic day.